distinguished guest, that is Dr. Sudhakar, who is a ex-serviceman and group captain, retired group captain from Air Force. We welcome him here, and today we will be talking about.
Thank you.
स्वागतम सबके लिए। आज हमारा बातचीत होगा लीडरशिप के ऊपर। दोस्तों, कैसा the bad leader deals with the leadership issues, how the leadership style of a bad so-called leader or a appointed leader or a selected leader versus the one who rise from the grassroots because of the leadership qualities. Okay, let's discuss. हमारा इसके ऊपर चर्चा होगा। आपका कोई सवाल है तो पूछे, हमसे जुड़े रहें। एंड इसके पहले चालू होने के पहले दोस्तों, प्लीज लाइक द वीडियो, कमेंट ऑन द वीडियो, सब्सक्राइब करें अपना चैनल को, बेल आइकन दबा के अभी तक अगर नहीं किया तो प्लीज प्रेस द बेल आइकन एंड कनेक्ट विद अस। आल्सो दोस्तों, हमारा हर दिन का एक धार्मिक मैसेज आती है, बहुत सारा लैंग्वेजेस में आते हैं। उसको पाने के लिए हमारा व्हाट्सएप नंबर से में आप एक समाचार भेज सकते हैं, सूचना भेज सकते हैं। +1 647 964 4790 में मैसेज भेज के हमसे जुड़ सकते हैं। हमारा फ्री संस्कृत क्लास भी होती है, उसमें भी आप रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं। दिस इज बिकॉज इफ देयर इज नो संस्कृति, देयर इज नो धर्म, is what it is. And stay connected. Okay, stay connected with the roots. Okay, Dr. Sudhakar, welcome.
Thank you so much once again.
Yeah, आप बताइए, अभी leadership, you are an expert on the leadership subject. Okay, मैं ये पूछना चाहूंगा कि मैं ऐसा पॉलिटिकल एग्जांपल ले चुका हूं, जैसा राहुल गांधी वर्सेस मोदी, पीएम मोदी. One is a selected appointed dynast. Okay, one is a person, ये जो ground से कोई nobody, he didn't come with the daddy's name, nothing. He worked his nose off, tails off and come to the top. ये कैसा होता है? ये लीडरशिप में क्या फर्क होता है? अगर किसी को जीतना है तो क्या करना चाहिए, अगर न जीतने वाला क्या करते हैं, ये जानना चाहेंगे आपसे हम।
सबसे पहले नमस्कार, and it is wonderful meeting you again after I think about 2 or 3 weeks of gap. I'm sorry. From the scroll, I could just see there are 5 tips for the leadership. So we will be discussing at random, not in any particular order. We will be discussing 5 things a leader should have done, what happens if they do it, and what happens if they do not do it. And we'll take examples from the top echelons of both important parties of the nation. One is Bharatiya Janata Party, and one is Congress, represented by Shri Modi ji and Shri Rahul ji. Now, the first thing that occurs to me when we talk about leader, and that too a leader of a country like India, which has got a population of about 1.4 billion, setting up realistic goals is one of the very, very important aspects of a leader. Now, realistic, reachable, while at the same time testing kind of goals big enough to be able to inspire people to go for them and eventually get them. What happens if that is not done, and what happens if that is done? Suppose we ask any world citizen, what makes India stand out as compared to any other country in the world? Whether it is Indian or any other person or a normal person would perhaps say India is most populous country. That's why it stands out. Somebody might say it is a democracy. Somebody might say it is secular. Somebody might say it is unity in diversity. Somebody might even say it is cricket. They will give varieties of reasons why India stands out. But all these things do not make India stand out, because all these things are available in many other countries as well. Till yesterday, China was most populous, and we are kind of in competition, at least in that aspect. Democracy, is in US much longer than India had, although in terms of population we might be more. In terms of size, it is much bigger. And even in a country, a pauper and a failed country like Pakistan can have a cricket team. So these things do not make India stand out. But that is what the the parties that have been ruling this country all this while try to make us believe that unity and diversity is the buzzword. A good leader like Modi would recognize India stands out because of its civilizational values. Now, when I say the civilizational values, it might sound very big, but the point at issue is that you take Mesopotamia, you take Rome, you take Greece, you take even Spain, all these civilizations which were, what to call, if not bigger, equally big, equally, what to call, that well respected, they all not exist. They do not exist anymore. Indic civilization, despite a continuous rule of close to 600 to 800 years by the invading, religions and invading countries, it thrived, it survived, not only survived, it thrived and it grew. Recognizing that, although there has been a great amount of subjugation even post independence, the so-called independence, the Indic civilization has not been given the kind of importance that it deserved, which is recognized by a good leader like Modi. And today, we are all, without, quoting any religion, civilization, when we say, religions are only a part of that. Civilization stands at a much higher pedestal. That civilization is the binding factor. And when a leader realizes that, the traction that he can bring into the country in terms of economy, in terms of culture, in terms of traditions, in terms of growth is phenomenal, which we can see and realize now.
डॉक्टर सुधाकर, प्लीज डॉक्टर सुधाकर, मेरा एक सवाल है आपसे. मैं ये जानना चाहूंगा, आप जब भी इसमें एड्रेस करेंगे, कि मोदी जी बोलते हैं कि मेरे गारंटी है और लोग उन पे भरोसा करते हैं और वोट दबाते हैं. ओके, इतना लोग जबरदस्त हमने देखे थे इलेक्शन में, लास्ट इलेक्शन में, जो 65 सीट्स आने वाला जगह में 165 सीट्स बिल्कुल पलट गया. ओके, और दूसरा अगर कोई बोलता है मेरा गारंटी है, तो कोई लोग सुनते नहीं है. इसका लीडरशिप से क्या मायने है, क्या ये भी बता सकेंगे?
It has got a very strong connection. In fact, I have written down 6 points a leader should not do, or when a good leader would do and a bad leader would probably ignore them. And the point that you just brought out is one of them. It would have probably come in, 5 odd minutes from now. But now, like you have always done, you take words from my mouth, and I'm going to bring that out right away. See, a personal integrity that a leader brings into forum makes the difference. If a person like Rahul Gandhi, or anybody from his clan, or any of these regional party leaders, even within their own state, if they come out and say this is my guarantee, I'm not too sure how many people will take it, but even if they take it, they will take it with a spoon of salt, not even a pinch. But the kind of traction and the personal integrity, the personal guarantee, the charisma, the kind of confidence that he inspires among the population of 1.4 billion, that is what makes the difference between Modi and others. Nobody, I don't come across any other leader, coming anywhere close to that kind of confidence that he inspires among everybody. When he says, he means everybody is sure that he does it. Like, the famous saying, Modi hai to mumkin hai. And and it also comes from the past. Nobody will believe it just like that. He has delivered over and over and over and over again, continuously. How many people could have believed that Article 370 could be abrogated? The same people who were, whether it is media or whether it is, opposition leaders, they used to ridicule the moment that kind of word says, the word came out of anybody's mouth. Today it is now past. Modi said he will do, and he did. Whether it is Ram Mandir, a lot of people used to say, Mandir wahi banayenge, magar tarikh nahi batayenge. All these people used to ridicule. That used to be the word. Today it is a reality. And same with what to call that CAA. How many people would have believed that CAA will come into being? It came. And there are plethora of things. How many people would have believed that India can make a vaccine in such a short time, and not only can inject its own population, it has distributed vaccine to several hundred countries. It is because of his ability to propel things at a rapid pace that he is making things possible. And he is one of his kind. I mean, you don't get too many Modis.
Bilkul.
Just imagine.
So in nutshell, how do you say this? What is this about? What makes people to trust you?
The people will trust you only if they believe that you can deliver, and they will believe that you can deliver only if you have delivered in the past. Nobody today, in today's scenario, just because somebody says something, it cannot be trusted and should not be also, to my mind. A person at that person who is staying at that pedestal of being a prime minister, he has to develop that kind of the confidence among people, that the moment he says something, they trust. Do you remember when during the peak of COVID, and when he called for lockdown, it was implemented by people voluntarily, 90% of it, although there could be 10% which has gone here and there. But in a country of this size, who could imagine that one person's call everybody will abide? That's because of the the individual persona that he brings in front. Not only in India, you are talking about India, across the world, he is a leader who is looked up to. It is right now, he is now a global phenomenon.
Absolutely. Now you have said about the civilizational connect, okay,
Correct.
inspires people. And the second one is the trustworthiness, your past record. So what other qualities are needed, you think?
See, a person, like I told, there should be the goals that are set should be realistic. If you do not recognize the potential of your own people, your goals will not be realistic. That is what Congress, when I say Modi, I am talking about the ideology that he stands for. When I say Rahul Gandhi, I am talking about the ideology, the background, and the history on which he stands. Now, I don't think, Rahul Gandhi understands, or rather, he has a clear understanding of the potential of the country, which to my mind, Modi ji has completely in his mind. He has a roadmap in his mind, and he knows how to take people along to the destination.
ये डायनेस्ट और जो ग्रास रूट्स में आते हैं उनसे ये फर्क होता है क्या? या अपॉइंटेड और selected leader case?
Without casting aspersions on Rahul Gandhi, we must sometimes we must feel for him also, because I don't know if he's liking what he's doing, but he's doing it anyway, because he has no choice but to do what he's doing. So if you are not putting your heart and soul into what you are doing, we are not likely to succeed. He is born into a family where there is no choice but to become president of the party, because by birth it is kind of a given. And even if he is not president of the party, somebody will be president, and Rahul Gandhi will be put ahead, and president is standing behind. We have seen a lot of press conferences where he is given attraction. Otherwise, you really tell me Bharat Jodo Yatra, he is neither president nor vice president nor secretary of the party, but he is doing Bharat Jodo Yatra. I really don't know what he is jodoing.
मल्लिकार्जुन जी तो बहुत अपसेट हो गए, लोग नाराबाजी कर रहे थे,
Rahul Gandhi Jindabad. And he is such an old gentleman, and he has made the party leader. And even if you see the previous prime ministers, the only person who could rule full 5 years without probably taking the instructions was P.V. Narasimha Rao Garu. And we know how he was kind of neglected, probably even after his demise. So dynasty the concept of dynasty started probably from Nehruji, and it came to Indira Gandhi ji, then Rajiv Gandhi ji, and it came down further. And all those parties which are all the regional parties which are again dynasts are more or less offsprings of Congress party only at some point of time. All of them were a part of Congress. They broke up. I think Congress party broke up in excess of 40 times so far.
Raja Maharaja hai.
They think they are Raja Maharajas. Those days of Raja Maharajas have gone. It is over. They don't just realize it. That's all. It is just that people are telling them repeatedly, your days are gone. You can't be my Raja. It is not a feudal system anymore. But the point is that they go around with a few people who keep on, who probably keeps on telling them, you are the boss, and they think so. I mean, they are living in a made up world which makes them feel they are Rajas. Probably that's what I feel. Otherwise, nobody who calls himself a leader does most of things that they do.
Okay, so ये क्या civilizational value, connection with civilizational value inspires people. मतलब आपका जड़ से जुड़ना चाहिए आपको.
See, connecting the person with the civilization,
with the roots of the
roots of the civilization, that will make the person more responsible. He will give his 100% to protect what he belongs to.
बिल्कुल. And दूसरा है trustworthiness.
Correct.
You do what you say and you say what you do.
Absolutely.
ऐसा नहीं कि पोटैटो से सोना बना देंगे.
आलू से सोना नहीं निकलेगा. आलू ही रहेगा, सोना ही रहेगा.
राइट. और तीसरा पॉइंट क्या बोल रहे थे आप? तीसरा पॉइंट था,
see, one point that comes out from these two is being self-centered. Now, when I say self-centered,
तीसरा point you have covering about the dynast who is not connected. Years are not on the ground.
That dynast, when I say I would like to expand the scope of being a dynast, I would call it self-centered. Now, when a leader is more, loving himself than anything else, if you are in love with yourself a lot more than you need to be, then you become eccentric. You become so obsessed with yourself that you neglect, what needs to be done as a leader. Particularly when you are not an elected leader, when you have been selected and put on top, regardless of your capabilities and your limitations and your abilities and otherwise, the understanding of the problem, understanding of the potential of the people, understanding of the goals that are required to be achieved will be inherently there, because he is not trained to do that. He is just bought and put there by virtue of his birth. That will not give him the right to be a leader, because it is an appointed person.
Absolutely.
When you are not elected, when you have not gone through the rigmarole and the toughness that it takes to become a leader, the chances of failure are high.
Absolutely. What is the fourth top quality needed, Dr. Sir?
See, a leader should inherently be able to be in connection with the people. Now, if we have a coterie around us which is insulating the leader from being in touch with the ground realities, that leadership is bound to fail. On the contrary, if a leader is continuously in touch with the ground reality, or he has come up through the ground, the seed germinates. After a lot of difficulty, he has seen the difficulty, like, Modi ji, he has done Padayatra across the country. He has gone through the cadre, he has gone through various difficulties. He understands what it comes. His background itself is the poorest of the poor person when he was born. And he came through, he has gone through the tough times. He understands what is poverty, he understands what is difficulty, he understands what it is to get 2 square meals. And through that process, when a person goes up, on the contrast, you are born in a lieutenant's bungalow and you had celebrated your birthdays in a government aircraft, and you are after some age you are told, okay, from tomorrow you are the party president of the biggest party in the world, and then you are aspiring to be, you are being made, a prime ministerial candidate. How much of the customs, the traditions, the requirements, the challenges, and the pulse of the people, how much of it they know and how much of it this gentleman knows? Any simple person can contrast and understand it.
Absolutely.
That
Bharat Bhushan ji is totally agreeing with you. He is saying a real leader puts the interest of the nation first and
absolutely.
foremost and is transparent.
See, when I say the leader, what could be at the national level, at the state level, at the industry level, at the family level. So the leader always puts the main objective, the team that he is leading is ahead of his own interest. The moment we miss that, then the entire team is going astray, and that's what is happening with the Congress.
Absolutely. And what is the final thing that makes a good leader?
See, get understanding the feedback. What communication is a two-way process. You inject your ideas into the system, and you also take the feedback of the system and change it whenever it is needed. We have good examples on either sides, like Congress. I don't know if there is any transparency or fairness in the way Congress takes the feedback. But at least I know that the BJP Karyakartas do door-to-door campaign to understand before anything is launched. They take the feedback of the grassroots level, and then they try to, whether they incorporate or not, they at least take the feedback from the grassroots level to understand what is the pulse of the people. Like, when I say, fairness and, transparency and what have you, we were just discussing some time back. Self-glorification is the biggest flaw in any leader. If you start giving Bharat Ratna to yourself, when you are in power, that itself shows, that itself shows there is something wrong. And today's people are not willing to accept.
Yeah, इनका परिवार में तो सब भारत रत्न है.
Bharat Ratna hai. And Sardar Patel ji, who is such a tall leader, he was given much later.
That is, yeah. Anyway, so that is phenomenal.
So the point at issue is that a true leader should be fair, transparent, should have good communication skills, should be grown, should have seen the difficulties in all spectrums. Because every layer of the society has its own challenges, its own difficulties, its own. Everybody wants to go up the ladder.
Absolutely.
Only a person who has gone through each step of the ladder understands the challenges at each level. If somebody is already put on the top of the mountain, he doesn't know what happens in the valley.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was reading a book. Okay, उसका नाम है कि all I learned how to be at the mountain top was when I was at the bottom.
Correct. In fact, what inspired me was when I saw a picture of Modi ji brooming the office of perhaps the RSS office, or I don't know, BJP office, and he was sitting down and he was brooming it. He has come from that level, and today he is the most respected leader of the world.
Absolutely.
And
you put it,
trace the journey. It wouldn't have happened on its own. It was, the single man's, undivided attention towards his nation.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Dr. Sab. You came here and explained very well. I just want to say my last word कि मुझे लीडरशिप का मतलब क्या मैं समझता हूँ. You have put it very eloquently. मगर मेरे जैसा साधारण इंसान जब देखते हैं, मुझे ये लग रहा था जब चंद्रयान का फेलियर हुआ, how he consoled the scientist, or
Correct.
how he consoled the Indian cricket team. Because I believe अच्छे समय में सब लीडरशिप कर सकते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. मगर ऐसा जो आदमी नीचे गिरता है उसको कैसा उठाता है, ये आपका लीडरशिप का क्वालिटी का बहुत एग्जाम्पल है.
Absolutely. In fact, I'll just say one more sentence. A leader is the one who gives credit to his team and takes the defeat on his chin.
Absolutely.
And that's what
Absolutely.
Modi stands for.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Dr. Saab, for coming and pouring your heart. And we have next week very interesting subject, folks, on leadership. Stick around. We will have Dr. Saab again, and we will talk to you again. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Jai
Suswagatam.
Hind.
Hare
Jai Hind.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai
Jai
Sri
Hind.
Krishna. Jai Sri Krishna. Friends, please make sure to subscribe the channel and stay connected. Okay. This is our WhatsApp number. You can see here, and stay connected, folks.